Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the Reliability U podcast with Brett Scott and Adam Lunt, where we talk about all things reliability. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody, and yes, welcome back. It's been a minute, huh?
Yes.
So, why has it been so long, Brett?
Good question. Been a busy spring. A lot of crap going on. Work-wise, home-wise. Probably for you, I'm guessing, too. But you had a trip not too long ago. I know that took some
Yeah,
time and a ton of money to get through that one.
gotta love Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided over spring break to take the family to, well, we decided to go to Orlando and then on a whim while we were there decided, hey, we should go to Disney. This seems like a good idea. Not something you want to do on a whim, I found out.
Yeah, probably.
That's definitely something you want to plan out. Just a touch. But oh, we made it. Hey, if nothing else, I did learn a very important thing. Don't go to Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be prepared or know what you're getting into, I guess, anyway, if you're gonna, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. Even just trying to get down there, we had, flight got canceled. We ended up having to drive to Indianapolis to get on a plane. It was a nightmare, but we made it and then, come back and immediately back at it, back to training. Been doing a lot of training here recently, I'm sure. Have you done any training in the last few
No.
weeks?
Yeah, just a little, just
Sitting around the house?
yeah.
What'd you figure? You were gone
I was like
7 out of 8
7
weeks?
out of 8 weeks on the road doing some kind of training. So yeah, it got busy.
So that's our excuse
Yeah.
for not being on in a while.
Yeah.
So sorry, but hopefully things are kind of maybe hitting a little bit of a normal.
Yeah. I'll say at least now I've had a few. Last 2 weeks I've been home getting caught up on all kinds of other things, and
Yeah.
it doesn't stop obviously, but at least that part was a come up for air and take a breath from that for a little bit. So
Deal with all the things that have fallen
Yeah,
apart at the house, I'm sure.
which that was kind of what was going on too in the background. We had about every vehicle we have. We got way more vehicles than we have people living at my house. And anyway, most of them had some kind of issue. So just recently got 2 new vehicles, which by the way, yesterday.
Oh, you did get one.
We got, yeah. And we tried to pretend like we're fancy, and we got a Lexus.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Yeah. So.
Did you already get it, or are they still fixing
We got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a big hailstorm come through the area, last week?
Yeah. Yeah, but.
Week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah.
It beat the hell out of everything. My wife's Jeep got pretty beat up. All the dealerships around here now are doing massive hail sales. And it's crazy because they're taking all this money off the cars, but they're still fixing the cars.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
I'm glad they are, but I don't understand why are they discounting them if they're fixing them.
Good, that's why it was a good time to get one.
Right.
Maybe get a little discount. It's not a lot, but you get.
Should I go buy something, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
I'll just go buy something tomorrow. I need
another vehicle.
I need some more stuff. My driveway is, as well, you guys can't see, but as you can see out the window, there's not a whole lot of room. I got a dump trailer in my driveway right now. And no, we're not doing construction. I'm just a hoarder and I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. But yeah, so I don't know what everyone's thoughts are here about the new layout. We're gonna try this once or twice, see if we hate it. Show off the new graphic there on the table. This probably the most expensive thing we have in the Reliability U arsenal is this coffee table now.
Yeah.
Between the sticker and $180 for a piece of glass to cover it, who would have thought it would have cost that? But
Yeah.
well, here we are.
Yep.
So yeah, anyway, just thought we would come back, circle around, and talk to you guys for a little bit. So we've already been talking this morning. We've been doing a ton of training here recently. Brett has. I've got a really cool regional training coming up. Second week of May. That's a question. I'm going to look that up, and in the next segment, I'll make sure I tell you guys what it is. I know I'd mentioned it in a couple podcasts in the past, but we're doing a little golf tournament and a whole bunch of stuff out in Denison, Iowa. I think we've got like 10 people, 12 people already signed up. Tyler from Ludeca is going to come over and do the training. It's going to be a 2-day class. It should be a lot of fun. You're home, one more week, and then you're going to Canada, aren't you?
Yeah, finally, yeah. Yeah, leaving the country. We'll see how that goes.
Think they're going to let you back?
If they let me in, first of all, but yeah.
I wouldn't be concerned about getting there. I'd be concerned about the coming home.
That's true, yeah.
You don't look like you belong here.
All right. I'm built for up north. They get the insulation.
They're like, you're definitely a Canuck, dude. You can stay right up here. We got to love our Canadian friends up there. That's the border. Um, but we figured this was probably a good time to, since we're so wrapped up in training right now, to talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of training, implications of training, the implications of not doing training. I've said it before. Sharp knife doesn't make you a surgeon, and you can buy some really fancy tools and don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
What's the point? I mean, can you imagine going out and buying a vibration data collector and being like, "Yeah, we're going to figure it out"?
Yeah, I can, because that's kind of how I was forced into it to begin with.
Okay,
Because they said, "Here's a data collector. Good luck."
it's not effective, is it?
Yeah, no, it's
No,
not.
not effective at all.
No.
So we figured a really good guy to probably bring on and talk about this would be a guy that lives and breathes training. Not that you and I don't, but we're the trainers, and it would be nice to get a guy from the other side of things. So reached out to a friend of mine, Andre Seidenthal down at Ludeca. He's actually their training coordinator. Lines up all the stuff. He's amazing to work with. This dude's awesome. He's also the commissioner of our fantasy football league. So
Okay.
we got to, give some mad props on that one. He's a jack of all trades. But Andre is a great guy to deal with. If you guys need anything training wise from him, he's top notch dude. So I talked to him a little bit about, hey, you want to come on and talk about some training? And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'd be absolutely honored to come on. So we're going to get Andre on here and pick his brain a little bit, see what he's seen, what works, what doesn't, what his thoughts are, and I guess we'll just have a little conversation moving forward. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, without further ado, Andre Seidenthal.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Dude,
You're welcome.
thanks for taking time out of your Sunday to jump on and deal with us yahoos.
Yeah, of course, man.
It should be.
I was just playing basketball this morning, so nothing crazy.
Oh,
We were not. I've been recovering from a hangover, and you mowed your yard.
I did mow the yard
At
today,
least he's
first
being
time this year.
productive.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I was. Well, we found out about 45 minutes ago. My son informed us. One of his friends in his class, Kelby, is like, "Hey, Kelby's birthday party's at noon," and I'm like, "Dude, it's 11:10."
Nice.
I didn't know anything about this, so my wife's like running to Walmart trying to do the last minute gift thing. So it's what it's like having kids, man. How old are your kids?
I don't have kids.
You don't have any kids?
I don't have any kids.
Well, I guess you are.
He's living the life then.
Yeah, you couldn't tell by my super maturity, but yes.
I thought you had kids for some reason.
Well, and it's quiet background, so you don't hear screaming.
It's not here. It's not here. That door can fly open at any
Yeah.
second, and we're going to be bombarded. My twins will be 3 in June, and they know no boundaries.
Wow. Well, at least it keeps us
So-
on our toes, so we can anticipate that.
Yeah, my son's gone, and my daughter, she'll be 11 next month. You don't even know she's in the house. She just disappears in a corner on her cell phone. It's
Wow.
pretty.
How many kids do you have now? 4?
I lost count. Yeah, 4.
He looks to me.
How many kids do I have?
Hold on.
See,
Yeah.
Brett has 2 kids, but his kids are like your age.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're
They're
not
like-
kids, but
Nice.
They're of adult age.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them adults, but they're of adult age.
yeah.
Hopefully
That's
they'll
what I
see
warn people. It's like, does it get easier? And like, not really. Even when they're adults, it's still not. It's a different kind of trouble. It's not. Yeah. No, they're good. But yeah, it really is. Your kids are never away. Even when they are, they're never away. Their problems are your problems. Your problems are their problems. So,
Oh, man.
So
that's another podcast.
we do our lifestyle podcast
Yeah.
on Wednesdays. So,
Therapy on different days. Yeah, therapy's not today.
so I do want to just forewarn you and preface here, Andre. This isn't a radio show in Miami, so there's no chance you're going to win a grand off being on this one.
Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
Oh man.
You won a grand?
He won a grand on some radio contest he
man.
called into.
Yep.
I'm never that lucky.
What was it?
It was like a trivia thing where they ask you 10 questions in 60 seconds.
Okay.
And
Was
I
it
just
random
happened-
trivia or music?
It was random, but it felt like one of those Slumdog Millionaire moments where they only asked the 10 questions that I knew. So it kind of worked out.
Oh, nice. Huh, that's cool.
Dude. So drinks, well, because I'm going to be down in Miami in 4 days. So drinks are on you, bud.
So they haven't sent me the check yet. So not yet.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
It's got to go through the IRS first. You're only going to get like $440. Just
honestly, probably, which is unfortunate.
You're going to. That's a bunch of crap.
Well, now it's public, so you got to claim that on your taxes next year. Sorry, dude. Yeah. You see what you did?
I know. I should.
You can think.
Hey, you can blame Nino. He's the one that told me to bring it up.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, I was talking to him Thursday or Friday, and I told him, I said, "Yeah, Andre's going to come on the podcast Sunday." He was like, "Make sure you hit him up on that radio contest." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And
Man.
so,
I'm kidding. Nobody listens or watches this anyway. You're good. So.
we have like 4 subscribers. It's the IRS, and then 3 other people, and that's it.
I'm definitely one of those. I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're in the double digits, man.
I joke. We appreciate the people that do.
It's we've been having a lot of fun doing this, but it's been shit. It's been over a month since we've had a chance to get on because spring break was 2 weeks ago, and I was in Orlando. Never again. Well, I like Orlando, but dude, the weather was not nice down there over spring break. I mean, for Florida. It was like high 60s, which I'm not complaining about, but we rented a house with a pool. High 60s is not pool weather.
Yeah,
it's not, unfortunately.
I mean, even a heated pool, I mean, it's still cold getting out, so it's like that kind of sucked. Took the kids to Disney on a whim.
Disney's expensive. I'm not gonna even get into that.
No,
yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I'm aware. And this is after I was supposed to fly down there. Well, I was supposed to fly out of Chicago, so we drove over to Chicago, which is like 5 hours for us. Spent the night, got up to get our flight. They canceled our flight. So then and they couldn't get us out until Sunday. This was on Friday morning. So we ended up getting the money back for the tickets, having to drive to Indianapolis and buy another flight like last minute, like 3 hours before it took off. That was $6,200 or something to even get down there. And then we get down there, and it's like, and the weather sucks. And then my wife's like, let's go to Disney. And I'm like, no, but so we compromised and did what she wanted. So we went to Disney, and it was terrible.
Salt in the wound.
Yeah, it was. That was like another It was like $1,500 to wander around for 6 hours. The kids rode one ride because of the lines, and we left.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it was.
Do you live in Florida?
I do. I'm in Miami.
Oh, okay.
So 3 hours from Disney, but I've gone like once in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Well, that's one. I've been there once in my life, and
afford to go once every 5 years.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And there's those people down there that buy like the annual passes. I'm like, you guys are psychotic.
Shit, we just ruined our Disney sponsor.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. No, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom.
Because that was on the board. I'm pretty sure that was on the board. I think it's going to happen.
Well, and you do have to kind of watch it because even though, aside from the Disney parks, the Disney Corporation owns everything.
That's true.
I mean, they own Hulu now.
Matter of fact, they might shut us down here in a minute.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're going to buy Riverside and shut our podcast down completely.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, speaking of the knock on the door, I hear a baby coming in. We'll see.
You want me to open it?
I don't care. Yeah, let her in. There's a bit. We're going to see I think they're going down for a nap, so we're going to do. I told you, informal podcast, man. Informal. Oh, she saw Brett. She ran. Never mind. He's scary. Now, dog out. Now the dog's in here. I love this. All right. Anyway, so
at least you're not
let's
bored.
try to rein this in a little bit.
Rein this in.
Just a touch. So, Brett and I were talking in the intro. We've been talking a lot about different training stuff.
Sweet.
And because he does he does training primarily. I do a lot of training. I wouldn't say that's my primary job, but I do a lot of it. And I've always lived by the adage, a sharp knife doesn't make you a surgeon, because I truly believe that you can go out and buy the most expensive tools on the planet. And there's a lot of them out there. We try to, stay vendor agnostic, but I mean, your shirt and my shirt are a dead giveaway where our allegiances are. And that's, understandable. But we'll take an Easy Laser, for example. You go buy a brand new XT770. It's the Cadillac of tools. It'll do everything that you could ever dream of it doing. But if you're not trained on how to use it, you're sitting on a very, very, very expensive paperweight. Would you not agree with that?
I agree wholeheartedly. And if you're gonna do a kind of investment like that to buy a tool like that, I feel training is extremely important to make sure your guys can be able to use that tool effectively. And I've never heard that phrase, by the way. A sharp knife doesn't make a surgeon. That's great. I'm gonna keep that.
It's a good one. Well, you can use my other one too, which is any machine's a smoke machine if you run it wrong enough.
Yeah. Is that yours though? You had to stolen that.
I think I have a.
It's me. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was me.
Right, well,
it was kind of like
with mine.
it was like the Wayne Gretzky, Brett Scott, or
Well, that's
Michael
the
Scott thing.
The one I stole and I use. I don't know who came up with it, but I heard it a while ago. With regards to training, was what happens if we train our people and they go find other jobs? They leave, and
Ooh.
the question then was, what happens if we don't train our people and they stay? We've got a bunch of undereducated people, running the things that aren't trained to do what they need to be doing. So, but that's the one I like. I think the most.
And there's different, and there is a lot of truth. There's different levels to the training too, because within our rep network, if you go out and buy a new system, we're going to train you on how to use the tool. But there's a lot more that goes into being an effective technician. We'll use alignment. I'll pick on it for a minute, but this applies to anything. There's a lot more that goes into doing an alignment than just running the XT platform. Now that's what we as solutions providers and your representative of the company, we're going to make sure you know how to use the tool. But like I tell everybody when I go in, yes, we're going to provide a buttonology training, if you want to call it that. 100%. It's no different than going and buying a new car. Your salesperson, provided they don't suck, is going to show you how to set up the OnStar, program your Bluetooth. They're going to make an assumption that you already have a driver's license. They're not going to teach you how to drive. And it's kind of the same way with when we do training, because there are levels to the training. If you've got a well-rounded craft, you've got guys that have been doing this for years, they're just buying a new tool. Buttonology is great for them. Correct. But there's a lot of times too, they'll go out and buy an XT or Beta Vibe or whatever tool we're talking about, FLIR camera, whatever it may be. It's their first tool ever. Well, we're going to need to do a little more than buttonology on this one. And I think it's important when people reach out for their free training that you have that conversation with them. Is the free training what you need? I mean, I'm not trying to get out of giving it to you 100%. You deserve it. You earn it. And we're going to make sure you get it. But you might need a little more. And I think that's where you really come into play too, because with doing like these regional trainings that we have coming up, and I'm really upset that you're not going to come up to Denison and golf with us.
I mean, if we get a couple more people, I might be able to go. But as of right now, it looks like I'm not in the running to make it up there.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to work on that because I think you need to be up and somebody needs to come up and babysit Tyler. I don't know, but but I like these regional trainings because they're the opposite of a buttonology. We're here to teach you because there's so much that goes into doing a good shaft alignment. And I always ask the questions of my training, or the question I should say, how do you know when you've done a good alignment? And everybody always says, you got a smiley face, you got a green, you got whatever. It's like, no, all you know is you hit a tolerance. Because, yeah, you might have got those shafts perfectly zero aligned, but if you didn't count for thermal growth, you didn't install your coupler right, you didn't offset your keyways, you didn't cut your key stock to the right length, you didn't check for run out, you didn't do all these other things, you're going to put it back together and say, I got smiley faces, and you're going to throw the switch and the thing's going to explode. Don't tell me you did a good alignment. Right. There's more to it, and that's where the training comes into play. I think one of the biggest failures in industry is the lack of willingness to make the investment in training. And sometimes that investment costs money. Sometimes it's just a matter of carving out the time. I mean, I'm sure you see it a lot just with our complimentary buttonology trainings when you buy a system. How many people don't take advantage of those because they can't find time to pull their guys out of the field to do it? I mean, I'll give you my time, but you got to give me yours too. It's
such an important class that comes with a tool. But what you said before, I mean, training, especially that buttonology class, what I usually say is I tell people, do the class and then we can go from there. because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
But right now, I mean, based what Brett said, I mean, I think he hit it on the nail. Like, what if I train my guys and they leave? But I think it's just as
Yeah.
important. Like, what if you have, all these guys that really don't fully understand how to use the tools at their disposal? So, I mean, I think that's huge. And some of our I would say repeat customers are those that have high turnover, and they understand the importance of the training and how training can get them to that next level.
Mhm.
But I'm glad Brett said that. I mean, that's a great way to really understand the thinking of why certain people are so hesitant for moving forward on these things. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, Brett, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like both you guys are saying, like the investment, training is an investment. You have to set aside the time and the money for training, because if you don't, I mean, how does anybody in the industry doing what they're doing, how do they get better at what they're doing? Um, they can stumble around. You can learn a lot on your own, but how many mistakes are made that could be safety related,
Yeah.
in doing so, which I know I've done a lot of trial and error as a kid, but who hasn't, we figured
Right.
out things the hard way and we're like, yeah, shit, I'll never do that again. But in industry, that mistake could cost you lots of money. So trial and error is not a great way to learn. We need people that have already had the issues to come in and say, look, this is what happens if you do this. This is what happens if you don't do this. And then really, I think too, before I get off my soapbox on this thing, is we really need to make sure the right people are getting trained too. Because I feel like when I get classes filled, it's usually, if it's a vibe class, they're like, we'll send our guys that are either going to be collecting, analyzing vibe, and maybe like a mechanic, just so he knows what's going on. There's more people, planners, schedulers, the managers. Have they been trained in this stuff? Do they know what the box is doing? Alignment tools, same thing. It not just the guys that are going to use it. Make sure the people up above them know, why are we doing this? What's this going to do for me? And I think that has to be part of every training too. Is like, what's the end goal? Like, I can teach you how to use this instrument, but what's the end goal? What's it do for my company? And if you can prove to somebody, especially with numbers, show some kind of a case history and say, look, this was without alignment, this was without vibration, this was without whatever. This is how much their maintenance budget was after they started doing it. We have proof this stuff works. And I mean, it's out there. There's tons of proof that this stuff works, but I still come across sites when I get there that there's like this disbelief that, yeah, they say it works, but does it really? And that's what we all need to work on, is making sure people see dollar values. If we can give them that, it it really causes buy-in.
It
And
does.
I'm glad you brought that up because we've had a lot of higher up individuals in an organization when they'll ask me, is it okay if I just sit in the back and watch? And that's one of my favorite things because I mean, if you have the guy who's up top with that buy-in, I mean that's huge for the whole
Yeah.
program in general. So that means he's willing to do what it takes to really understand what his guys are going through, and I think that's huge in an organization.
Yeah. I mean, to make change top down, a lot easier. Trying to go from bottom up, I've convinced the people that would actually be using the tool that it works, and they love it. But they're like, hey, boss, we need time to actually use this tool. And they're like, yeah, we don't have it. If that boss was in that class, he might be like, no, I totally understand. We're going to make the time for this. We're going to make it work. And so that's why I agree too. Like what you said is a good comment of like, let them sit in the back. Like I've had classes where I've been on site training and they paid for so many seats. But like personally, I've been like, hey, I'm okay with, I don't even care what my bosses say. If you got a manager that wants to know that this shit's real, let him sit in the back of the class. I don't care because he needs to know this. And that's how it's got to work, top down.
And
It's way better.
you took the intro to vibe training on the Reliability U website, didn't you?
I have not yet.
Okay. So that training is because it's introductory. It's just kind of get your feet wet, and it's definitely not going to teach you how to fully analyze data and all that stuff. But it's definitely advantageous for an organization. So you have those ancillary positions. We'll call them the planners, the schedulers, you know, even the parts and stores guys and all that stuff. So at least everyone's speaking the same language. Because like you said earlier with doing buttonology training, take that first because you don't know what you don't know. And that's nice about taking these intro classes. you learn quickly, where do I need to focus?
Yeah.
Same deal with like the arc-tech. You don't know what you don't know until you take it and realize, oh, I sucked at this section. So, and that's okay. That's why it's there. It's to help you learn. Is why we put all these training materials out there and put them together. But I think it's completely spot on. It's a cultural thing. Reliability is a full culture, and it's only going to be as strong as the weakest link. And if you've got some of the most seasoned veteran technicians, some of you got some Cat 4 Vibe guys that eat, breathe, live, and shit this stuff and have for the last 30 years. It doesn't matter if anybody in that organization, whether it be a manager or even another millwright, for example, I don't understand vibration, so I'm just gonna willy nilly throw this shit together because I'm just trying to get my job done. It kind of goes back to we talk all the time in alignment world about soft foot issues, and pipe strain is one of the biggest causes of like a induced or dynamic soft foot. Well, why is that? Well, I'm not poking fun of anybody. It's because pipe fitters don't typically understand alignment.
Yeah.
They understand piping. So they pipe the thing in, they do a great job. They don't give a flying fuck what it does to the alignment. That's not their thing. So, and then you've got millwrights going, what the hell is going on here? Why can't I get this? And I think a lot of this stuff, and with training, I think one of the best places to start is with a skills matrix to figure out where your current people sit. What do they need trained on? I've got so many calls. Can you come out and do training on this? Well, I can. And then you go out there and it's like, we should not be doing this class. I mean, not yet.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
We're not ready for this. We should have definitely started, in just a basic, they'll want to do some advanced alignment training, which I think is awesome. It's like you guys don't even know you're not supposed to put a bearing in with a hammer.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably don't need to be worried about this yet. You don't know the difference between a Lovejoy and an Omega coupler. Why are we talking about alignment at this point? So I think a lot of it is nobody wants to do assessment because it's boring, takes time, and people always. I think they get the misconception that this is somehow like an "I gotcha," like you're trying to call people out, and that's not the case. We're just trying to assess where we're at so we know where to best use our dollars and our time, and where should we invest. Just my take on it, though.
No, it is natural, like because you've probably been there too, but like I've been places where I was the tech, and they brought in somebody, and they're like, "We need to figure out what you're doing when you're out doing your stuff." I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Right.
I'm being assessed because like they don't think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I took it personal. I was mad, but then now being on the other side of things, I've seen where, dude, and that's why when I go to do assessments, I'm like, nothing to do with you at all. I am not here to throw you under the bus. What I'm here to do is, matter of fact, if we can keep it low key and I say, hey, I found this thing, you tell them you found it. I don't give a shit. The point is, I'm here to help you. And that's what we're supposed to be doing with these assessments. And you're right, though. It does seem that way. But I'm glad you brought that up, too, because assessments are a good lead in to training. Because, like I think you both mentioned, you don't know what you don't know. So sometimes you're like, I don't even know where to start. What training do I ask for? Like, do we get vibe training? Well, we don't have a vibe data collector, but I got to start somewhere. What do I get? And sometimes an assessment, that's the first thing, is get somebody to do some consulting, an assessment of some kind, and just say, you know what, I've identified this might be a better tool for your site.
And speaking of that, I'll see what both of your opinions are on this. Chicken and the egg here for a second. Let's say you don't have, you need to start doing vibration because your overall plant reliability is in the shitter.
Yeah, not good.
We know we've done some, RCFA, and we figured out that we need to start with a vibration program. I don't have a vibration tool, and I don't have anyone that knows anything about it. Where do you start? Tool or the training?
I personally think training.
Training?
I agree with him.
Because what do I need the tool for? What is our biggest problems? What kind of, is it bearings? Is it electrical? because it could determine which type of tool. But
Sure.
no, you're right. I mean, there's definitely times where it's the other way around. They're like, we've got to get started. And like an infrared camera, for example, I feel like you can start with a camera without having training. I'm not suggesting that you don't need training. You definitely do.
Red hot.
That's an example of anybody could grab one and at least get started. You're going to be making some mistakes, but you're going to find stuff.
Right.
So the training can come later. But in general, I feel like let's find out what your issue is, because if I'm doing an assessment, that's part of it. Is like, I'm not just going to say, what are you thinking you guys want to do? I'm going to say, I'm going to assume you don't know what you want to do. And I'm going to say, what's your biggest problems? What kind of issues do you have in your plant? How many problems do you have? Is it bearings? Does this break down to, let's have a conversation. Let's find out, is this lubrication related? Are you guys just not, you don't understand how to lubricate this thing or the right type of lubricant to use or how often, etc., yada, yada. Lots of different things. I feel like that's a good start for me, is find out why do you even think you need some kind of predictive maintenance tool? And then let's figure out which one should be the right one.
Yeah, I've run into it too, because Cambrix is a good example. They were wanting to buy, but they had money left in the budget. They were wanting to get into some shaft alignment. Perfect. So I went up there and met with them. Well, we have both worked at that plant. I can tell you pretty much every pump and agitator number in that plant from memory at this point. We've walked around that place enough. They're like, hey, we want to buy this alignment tool. And why? 95% of your stuff is C-faced. And the rest of it's belt driven.
Wow.
But they didn't know.
They're like, well, we just know we're having a bunch of problems. It's like, no, you're right. You are having problems, but it's not because of misalignment. So they ended up buying a Beta Vibe.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. Yeah. Because I'm like, let's use your budget a little more, maybe not cost effectively, but let's put the money into the right bucket, because I don't see that you're going to get a return on investment at all out of a shaft alignment tool.
Well, just imagine they buy a shaft alignment tool and it doesn't fix the problems in the plant, and they think it's a waste of money or something like that.
Yeah, because then either I'm an asshole or the tool didn't work. Those are the options at that point, right? Well, and we all know that the former is true.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna say. I wasn't gonna say.
But it's like,
no, go ahead. It's okay.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. I like being in the same room.
Yeah, this is the disadvantage now. But anyway,
we're gonna have to get a COVID plexi thing here between us.
Okay. Anyway,
stay on your side.
But it's so in your role there. Is it training coordinator? Is that
correct?
The title? Okay. So you're kind of doing stuff like that. Sounds like kind of figuring out which kind of training is good for what they're asking for.
That's
the most part.
Correct. That's usually the main request we get over here is what is it that I need, and what do you offer? Like Adam said, they don't understand what the possibilities are of what they can really get, and what we try to do is try to find an offering that kind of covers all the buckets, where they can send one guy at an affordable rate, or they can teach a whole team, or try to be here in Miami in our headquarters at their facility. We try to have a wide range of options for them. But the most common request that we get is they pretty much send an email with everything that's going on, and they ask you, these are the things we have, what should we do training wise? So and when the interesting part is the push usually comes from the bottom guys. So the guys who are actually using the tools are pushing management to say, hey, we need more.
I agree.
And that's where we want to kind of go out there and see how we can help them out, because sometimes these guys are, I don't know if this is, my understanding is they're given a tool and, slapped in the buttons and say, good luck, go get them.
Right.
That's for sure. I was in that position, dude. I know. And I do feel for him, because like I've been that guy that was like, I was so frustrated for a while at one of the sites I was working at. They're like, you're using an infrared camera. So at that point, I was mostly doing infrared electrical inspections and motor circuit analysis. And they're like, we've got the infrared camera and you've got time, which I'm like, no, I don't, but whatever. Regardless. And they're like, so why don't you take it and go ahead and go out and start looking at bearings? And I'm like, don't we have a Vibe program already that's doing that? Like, yeah, but we'll do it together. And like, yeah, but I mean, PDF curve, my favorite. You know it
Oh,
is.
we all love the PDF
If
curve.
matter of fact, ding, 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 ding. But that's we brought it up.
All right, or take a shot. Take a shot. Gonna do.
But anyway, on the PDAF curve, the vibration and ultrasound are going to find the like bearing faults first. They're going to be early. By the time you see an elevated temperature with an infrared camera, it's a little late. It's not that it's completely too late. It's a little late. But that's what they were trying to do to me. But that's the point, is like, it's, we've got all these tools. We have to be, they work together well. I mean, I just did a little presentation a while ago of how these all work together, and like, we've got more than one tool in our toolbox. Let's use it. Be like giving a mechanic just a crescent wrench and saying, "Hey, you can handle everything you need to do with this."
Now,
you can do a lot of stuff probably, but it's not the right tool.
Tell any millwright that they don't need anything other than channel locks.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
Yeah.
They will fight you.
Point is, we have the toolbox. We might as well use them all together. But that's kind of what I was getting at. Is it's we got to remember all these different tools we have in our toolbox, and it can get blurred of like, which one do I use? Which is the best one?
Yeah.
And trying to figure out, is there a better one? There's not. It's like, we got to assess what is your heartache? Is it mostly mechanical? Is it mostly bearings? Is it more of structural type issues? Maybe the motion amplification, or is it the 770 that can do the flatness, trueness test of like bases? Is that the one?
Well, more than just that, but yeah.
Yes. But I mean,
yeah.
It goes beyond just doing.
No, I mean, there's other tools that can do that as well.
Yeah.
That's one example, but that's the point. Is like,
right.
We got to do that assessment and figure that out.
Sure. And aside from training, let's redirect for a little bit onto the trainer, because I think there's a lot of validity in the right guy or gal, but the right person doing. Angie is going to kill me one of these days, isn't she?
Yeah. Straighten your shit up.
I know, I'm working on it. But I think it's ultimately critical that the right person's doing the training as well, because aside from being obviously need to be knowledgeable in your field. I mean, that's goes without saying. You got to know what you're talking about if you're going to train on it. And I also think that the best way to learn is to teach. I mean, I learn something new every time I do a class. Yeah. You learn from the people that you're instructing, and that's the whole goal. We all want to take something out of it. But I know a lot of people, and I'm sure both of you do as well, that are extremely, extremely smart people within their respective field. They can't instruct.
Yeah.
It's just not in their nature. And that's okay. They can do the work. They can recite the formulas, but they can't get it across to somebody. I personally, and this is just the way that I instruct. I mean, I'm not saying that this is a requirement, but I instruct from past history of doing the work. Yeah. It's more of a learn from my mistakes training is really what we're doing. It's like, here's what you do. Well, why? Because if you do it the other way, here's what's going to happen. And I do a lot of that because I come from the field, you come from the field. I know a lot of instructors they're engineers, they're great instructors. It's just a different background. And it's a different training. Because take like Chris Green, for example. That guy's turned more bolts in his career than most guys ever want to. So when he teaches, he's teaching from a position of authority because I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done this work. I can do this with my eyes closed. There's other instructors, I'm not going to call anybody out, that still do a phenomenal job. They've never been a service tech. They went to mechanical engineering school. They got, way more student debt than I do. We'll just leave it at that. But I mean, and I think it's just a different way of coming into it. And I think both have great value just in different ways.
Yeah.
And I like taking classes from guys that are practitioners because you can kind of share war stories. And it's like, well, I ran into this. It's like, I ran into something similar. What did you do? And you all become better at it. But I do think it's ultimately critical that you have to get somebody in there you have to be a good orator. You have to have good communication skills. You have to be able to talk to people, not down to them. I've had a lot of instructors that talk down to you. They don't do it intentionally. It just comes across that way. It's like, I'm up here, you're down here, and it's like, listen, we're not in first grade. We're not gonna do this shit. We're all adults here. I'm here to learn. You're here to teach. Do your job. Um, but I don't know. And you, how many trainers do you have now?
We actually have a training meeting coming up next week where all the guys are coming in, and we
Okay.
have 11 guys coming from all over the US and from our
Okay.
facility. So we have 11 guys who can train. Not all of them are full-time trainers.
Sure.
But that's a great point because the background of our trainers is so diverse.
It is.
And your point, if you have someone that's, teaching the class that's been in the same shoes as the student, that gives you a legitimacy. Where
Right.
the student can say, this guy, he knows what I go through. If anyone's going to help me out with my problems, it's someone who's been in my shoes. So,
Right.
that's huge. But I've also seen the guys who have not turned wrenches and have a different kind of background, how from their experience and how from what they've learned, they are also able to teach it, but in a different way. And the two
Exactly.
classes, even though they have two different pathways, I guess, they ultimately, I think, diverge to the same goal. But that's I think your point is very valid and very interesting.
And I'm 11. I was thinking it was more like 6. So you've got that's going to be an interesting meeting. That's going to be expensive lunches.
We are everyone's got to bring their own sandwiches. So that's the plan. That's how we're able to have the meeting.
I figured you were all just going to Sergio's. Why don't you just have the meeting at Sergio's?
That's ultimately probably what's going to happen. Unfortunately,
perfect.
We'll probably eat at the Cuban Sergio's. So,
I love it. I'm going straight. Well, because I get in. I'm trying to think. So Thursday, I got to look. I think my flight gets in at like noon on Thursday. I had to catch an early flight
that's
if
early.
I was going to make it. Yeah. So when I land, I'm just going to Uber over to Ludeca.
Sweet.
And then you and I are going to Sergio's.
Okay, that sounds good.
So we're just going to go down. I don't know what they call but those little wrap things with the cheese inside. It's like a cheese stick wrapped in.
It's called the tequeño.
Tequeño.
We're saying it with an English accent, with an American accent, yeah. And then we'll get some
appreciate
coffee.
Oh, do you remember? God, it was probably 5 years ago. They had Francisco had made a bunch of that Cuban coffee, and it was back in the break room. And I looked over, and everyone had went in and got the little,
yes,
the medicine cup of it, or what?
Brett, it's like this small because it's not
just
coffee. It's not coffee with sugar. It's sugar with a little bit of coffee. The thing is crazy.
So a small dose.
I looked over, and Zuki had made a cup of coffee, like a cup of that Cuban coffee. He had 4 of them. So we thought we were going to have to take him to the ER and get a shot in the heart.
Did you guys explain to him that?
I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he was like, this is really good. And I'm like, you were going to have a heart attack.
I think that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Is that
right?
Yeah, kill one of the reps.
Test it. We got to test our stuff. So.
Well, you have to.
You got to test it.
Stop hitting your mic.
Correct. I lost you guys a little bit.
You're the reason we can't have
things. Kind of went in and out.
We can't have nice things.
But,
and now I lost you guys.
We have a little delay here.
Oh, okay.
There, technical issue. I think it's because my kids are streaming too much stuff.
Probably.
But Brett, what we do is it's kind of let the everyone from all around the U.S. come in and they'll figure it out, and we'll just watch as they get a little crazy on the Cuban coffee.
Oh. Yeah, that stuff is it's outlandishly good though. Yeah. I'll bring you some back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get it in carry on.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, 3.2 ounces. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to bring a lot. That's for sure.
I don't know what happened there. Sorry.
I see you guys way clearer now too, which is perfect.
Well, we can edit that. So I don't know where we ended up.
We were talking about Cuban coffee, and I was pretty much saying, we let you guys, all the guys from outside Miami, come drink the coffee, and they'll figure out how much is too much, and we'll just watch as they go.
Have you ever had anybody die from it? I mean, really?
I have not, but I've heard stories of people having to sit down because their heart rate just goes through the roof, where they just have to really relax.
Jeez,
is that weird that now that makes me want to try it more? It's a risk. This is an extreme sport. It sounds like at this point, it's crazy.
It's actually one of the new. It's one of the new Red Bull events.
Yeah, cool. Wow.
You drink a quart of it, and then strap yourself into one of those little, I don't, what are they call, Flutog or whatever.
Sure.
Is that what they, those?
Oh,
I don't know. Is that what they call those things? Is it
If
Flutog?
it's not, I like that term. So I'm going to use.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? They make the little hang gliders and they shove them down the ramp.
Made up word. I've never heard.
I think
word.
it's called.
Flutog.
Look it up. What's it called?
No, I think he made this up. I agree. I think
Stop.
Yeah. Flutog, that sounds like a made-up slang term. Matter of fact, we might get canceled for what you just. If I don't think you used it right.
Flug tag. Sorry, flug tag. FLUGTAG. That's where they make. That's where they make those cars out of like balsa wood and strap somebody into it and shove them off the ramp into the lake, and they just fall apart as soon as. It's so cool.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Okay,
but I still
flug tag.
I like the earlier version.
I like Flutog better. I'm going to start calling it that. So
you're a Flutog.
Your mom's Flutog. So what? Tell us now. Just because we spoke about this earlier, so in a concise manner, tell us a little bit about how you came to Ludeca, how long you've been there, what did you do before Ludeca, et cetera, et cetera.
So I'm still relatively young, so my work history isn't too extensive, so I don't have to talk too much about it. But quickly, I went to school in New York City. I got my undergrad there. I was thinking I was going to be a psychologist. Long story short, I realized halfway through schooling that wasn't for me. So I decided to I graduated from there and decided to go straight into my MBA program in the University of Miami. So I got tons of education with no work experience. I interned with Microsoft. I've interned with Royal Caribbean. I was thinking I was going to be in those giant Fortune 500 companies and be just another minion or some. When I graduated from my MBA program, I actually joined a company out of Spain that has restaurants in airports. That's their thing. So you've probably eaten at their restaurants. We had a ton of locations in the U.S. I think in the U.S. we were $1 billion, and in the world we're $6 billion or something like that. Did that for 3 years. I was in business development, and then I did business analysis for them. And towards the end of my time there, I realized doing the analysis of the financial analysis, I realized that there was writing on the wall that it wasn't as profitable as we thought. And so I moved on in 2018, unbeknownst that a year later COVID would hit and just decimate the industry.
Yeah.
So got very lucky. Then I did my own company selling shoes. That didn't work out. And And from there, there was a few openings in Ludeca. Spoke with Frank, spoke with Alan, spoke with Byrne. It was a good fit, and I joined as the training coordinator. So 0 to no experience in the industry, unfortunately, when I started. But 6 years in, I'm so lucky to have been able to travel with the guys. It's just a wealth of knowledge. I mean, not only in Ludeca, I mean, Adam, every time we talk, I learned something new. And
most of it's bullshit, but fair.
You're not supposed to tell me that. I'm thinking I'm learning some legit things.
Yeah, don't pull the curtain. He right now believes in you, so let's keep it that way.
I got to keep this going at least through the end of the weekend, right?
I know it's a shame. He doesn't. Keep him in the dark. It's okay.
I don't want to see how the soup is made, but
yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. So when you sold shoes, though, did you sell? What was it? I mean, that interests me. That's interesting. So you were doing your own thing, like kind of like that was the only product you're selling, but you were doing it on your own.
Correct. So I went to Italy. I went to a couple of trade shows over there and partnered with some manufacturers, and the idea was to sell legitimate, affordable dress shoes in the U.S. And I kind of overestimated the market and the desire for some really nice shoes at a good price, and I learned a lot, but ultimately it didn't work out. But it was one hell of an experience to really understand.
I bet, yeah.
Running your own business, and it's very, very everyone that does it, I mean, kudos to them. I mean, it is.
I mean, honestly, I would trust you more, somebody like you that has gone through something like that, to where things didn't go well for you right off the bat, then rather than somebody that just happened to step into something that worked immediately, because you know the hardships, you've gone through the stuff, I mean, that's experience that you're going to take the rest of your life.
I appreciate it.
So-
I've never looked at it like that, but thank you. Yeah.
I'm trying to be optimistic, man. Because generally I'm not, but I'm trying to be for you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
and
it.
everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, normally
But it was
he's pretty pessimistic.
I'm very pessimistic. But
Very.
whatever.
Terribly.
It was definitely a learning experience, and learned I guess I did learn a lot, and was able to see some things that I wouldn't have generally seen. So it did help me to get to where I am today. I guess I do agree. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it is those things that like I feel the same way about my past as like some of the like it's one of those things if somebody gave you the opportunity to go back in time and change things, like I think about if I really would, I would have missed out on things that I learned from that it sucked going through it, but once I was done, like that built who I am now. That's the reason why some of the things I'm doing are successful because I failed before. If you don't have those failures, it is those that you learn the most from. Is the hard learned lessons are the ones that didn't go that well.
Yes.
So
Try starting a company with him. That's a learned experience right there.
he made a huge mistake.
Yeah, you want to talk about learning from your mistakes every day, man. Every day.
What you guys are still in the company, right? What do you mean learning from your mistakes?
I learn every day. Yeah, it's like what do you want for Christmas? It's like a new business partner.
Well, I mean, technically he is a mistake, but we're not going to get into that. Again, that's a therapy podcast. Yeah.
That's
It's
Wednesday.
on Thursdays.
Yeah. That's right. That's a different day.
We're gonna start a lifestyle podcast. I think we need to.
Yeah. What not to do, how not to act in public, and which you're going to lead that. For
Yeah,
sure, 'cause
no, I'm going to tell you exactly.
with your Flutog comment, like I said, we're canceled in lots of countries, I think, right now. I don't even know which ones, but I think we're canceled.
It sounds like a Swedish word. We should. I should text Michael and be like, "Is this even
It's gotta be
really a
slurred
word?"
somewhere?
I completely agree. Just make sure it's nothing offensive in Swedish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we got to do before we release this.
some hurdy-gurdy bullshit. I don't know what I do. So when I come down, as a thank you, you can either have a Reliability You hat or a Reliability You Yeti. Do you have? It's a Yeti water bottle. Do you have a preference?
I do.
Grab one. Show them what it looks like. Oh, hold on. Brett's only 5'6". I gotta go help him. He can't. He honestly can't reach. Hold on. Oh my! He's using a golf club. This is. Oh God. Oh God. He just broke everything. Okay, we're back. All right. So we have these nice Reliability U.
Those are nice.
Yeah, or a hat. Do you have a preference? I'll throw one in my bag.
I'll take the hat.
Take the hat. All right. I like it.
Perfect.
I got a fresh box of hats over there. And then
Appreciate it.
I'd bring you a stocking cap, but dude, you're in Miami. What the hell are you gonna do with a stocking cap? I'll bring you a
I mean, they're cool, but you don't need one.
Yeah.
so
definitely.
ball cap it is.
Sweet.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, man. I mean,
Yeah, likewise.
virtual, but nice meeting you.
Hopefully we meet in person.
well, if we can get 2 or 3 more people for Denison, maybe you will.
I'm not even kidding. If he's gonna be there and we get a couple more people, which I think it's looking promising, I'll push to go.
Yeah, I think you could make yourself available.
We'll look at the schedule.
We'll look at the schedule. We'll do it offline. We're not going to do it right now. It's
I know that didn't make for great.
it's a pain. It's like, hey, everyone just sit there and watch me as I thumb through my. It's like having dinner with my kids. It's like, what are you doing over there? It's like, oh, talking to my friends. It's like, oh, you talk to people here at the table. That
Correct.
seems like a crazy idea. But anyway, thank you for taking time out of Sunday to get on here.
Yeah,
of course.
And I will be seeing you here in a few days, man.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys. You guys have a good day.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Andre.
you too.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Take it easy, guys.